Hello everyone and welcome to another Vital Bracelet video. This time I'm going to explain my experiences with the Digimon Vital Hero, which is the English version or English release or US release of the Digimon Vital Bracelet, and do some comparisons with the other versions of the Vital Bracelet you can get at the moment as of recording this. So obviously not including the Vital Bracelet BE, which doesn't come out for a few months. So yep, here is my blue English Vital Bracelet. I got this one from Amazon. I don't have the red band one because it's Walmart exclusive and I live in Australia, but I hopefully can get my hands on the Dino Roar DIM at some point. So basically, the programming on the Vital Hero is the exact same as the programming on the Digivice V, which I have here. And you can see this one's very well loved because there's no longer the V logo at the top that they all come with when they're brand new, because I used it and the logos don't stay if you don't use a screen protector because they just rub off very quickly. So in any case, it's got the exact same programming as the Digivice V. The only difference is, besides the DM logo at the top there rather than the V logo, is that the device is in English. So it means you can also have Japanese DIMs, by the way. A lot of people were concerned that you couldn't run the Japanese DIMs, but you can see this is the Japanese Guilmon EX DIM. But the difference is, if you go to Digimon, while most of it's in English, the names from the Japanese DIM cards still appear in the katakana there, the Japanese characters. So there is that. That's the only thing that is a bit different if you're running a Japanese DIM card. But everything else is in English, and of course you can obviously run your English DIMs on the Vital Hero as well. And you can also run the English DIMs on your Japanese ones, so if you just wanted to import it, you can still run it. As far as I'm aware, I did test it when I got my Wolf Howl to see if it would run on my Digivice V, and it did. So that's sort of the programming. It was kind of a little bit vague whether or not it had the Vital Bracelet programming on it or the Digivice V programming. And by Digivice V programming, I mean that the fact that you can put it into manual sleep mode by pressing those buttons, you can wake it up. It doesn't go to sleep automatically like it does on the original Vital Bracelet, which is just the Digital Monster Vital Bracelet. And the heart rate sensor is improved from the original Vital Bracelet, which I have here, which I put one of those, the adapters on, and used just standard smartwatch bands. You can see I need to reapply this paint because I painted it, and then I, around the same time, got a puppy, and she wanted to chew everything. And when I had this on my wrist, she would just latch onto it, so the paint didn't stay on. But yeah, it's very old, but yeah, that's the band that I have on my original one. I originally did also have a Verse Special, but I lost it. It fell off my wrist, so I replaced it with this one. It was just a black band one. And then, of course, we also have my Ultraman Anniversary and Kamen Rider Anniversary. The Ultraman Anniversary one, I've put on the Gacha Vital Bracelet band, because you can unscrew them and attach them to the actual Vital Bracelet, which is kind of cool. I just thought I'd show off how that compares to the band as well. So yeah, here it is. You can see that the Vital Hero band is using the extender band, which you could buy separately, but it also came with the other the other Kamen Rider and Ultraman Vital Bracelet character series. You can see that that's those two little weird ones there. I did mention that in the unboxing. I thought that was weird that it had those two ones that were filled in, like they're not real ones. But when I compared that to this, I realised that I was just unobservant, because the Ultraman and Kamen Rider ones have them too. And I'm fairly certain they're the same. Yeah, they're the same size. They use the extender on it. They come prepackaged with that extender already put on. So that's pretty cool. So it's the same bracelet as the Vital Bracelet Characters one, and not the same as the Digivice V one, which is just the standard length one. So if we compare it, there's a bit of length difference there. I should probably put that around the right way. Yeah, so there's a bit of length difference there. There's got those 2 extra ones there, and then of course the fake ones, I guess, padded out a bit. So yeah, so that's like a comparison of the bracelets. I know I didn't compare the bracelets in my unboxing one with the Vital Bracelet Characters one. I just did the Digivice V one because I wanted this to be more of a comparison overall, not just between those two. But yeah, so Digivice V programming is super nice. I was a little bit worried initially that this would have the Vital Bracelet original programming, because it does have the DM logo rather than the Digivice V logo, and also the fact that Ghost Game hasn't aired in America, which is probably why we didn't get it with the V logo. And by airing in America, I mean outside of Crunchyroll, somewhere where I guess, you know, the kids can watch it, like with a localized dub, I guess. But yeah, so basically I am kind of impressed with this. I probably wouldn't have bought it if I wasn't doing it for this channel, or the fact that as I mentioned in my unboxing video, the buttons just stopped working on my Digivice V. So I wouldn't have bought it if that were not the case. It's nice that it came with like an exclusive DIM that you can't get outside that US release. The one very minor issue that I have with, I guess, all of the DIM cards that have 2 child level Digimon on it, and that's the fact that I feel like the threshold between getting one child or getting the other child seems a little bit high. It's 1,200 vitals, which is, I guess, not super hard if you're active, but if you work a desk job and you just kind of have it on the wrist, you don't really get 1,200 vitals. And it's also, obviously, you can't battle the baby Digimon, so you can't increase the vitals that way. So it's a little bit harder, but that's not unique to the Vital Hero, because other releases are also getting the other future DIMs are also coming with the 2 child level Digimon. Recently we had the SBmon and Rudamon ones, and we have the Frontier ones as well that had the 2 child level Digimon. So that's not something that's unique to the Vital Hero. But yeah, in general, would I recommend the Vital Hero after spending a week with this? If you don't already have a Digivice V and you can't wait for the Vital Bracelet BE, which comes out in a few months, and it's accessible, I would recommend getting it. But if you have access to a Digivice V, or you can buy Digivice V online, they are cheaper. Well, at least they were cheaper for me, and there's not really a huge difference. The fact that it's in English is nice, but there's not enough like words in it to really matter what language it's in. You can kind of guess what's going on there. You don't really have to know any language, really. You can just kind of navigate around. But it is nice that it has the longer band. That it's not really an issue for me, because the original band fits fine on my wrists. But if the band doesn't fit on your wrist, then that's a lot easier to get than the extender, which was sold separately in fairly limited amounts. I'm pretty sure. I haven't really seen them for sale that often, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so super nice. The blue here on the back for some reason just looks a little bit cheap, but I don't know why. I guess it's because it's that bright blue. It just reminds me of like cheap McDonald's meals, basically. But yeah, so I would only recommend it if it's your only option, or if you really want the longer band that comes with it. But a lot of people just customize it anyway, like I did with my original Digimon Vital Bracelet. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the Vital Hero. I do like it because this one was breaking anyway, and I would have had to buy a new one anyway, and I didn't want to have to wait for the BE, which again, that comes out November or December, around that sort of the end of the year mark. So that's still kind of a few months away, so that's too far to wait. I love my Vital Bracelet. I love it so much. But yeah, so it is cool that we got a release outside of Japan, especially if it's making things more accessible for people who can't import, or just young kids who now get to experience this who may not have even known about it as a release. So that is nice that it's got a wider audience potentially. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the Vital Hero and a bit of a comparison between the bands that are also on offer, like your custom watch bands, the Gacha Vital Bracelet bands, and the standard Digivice one and the extended one. But yes, it is nice that they extended that, because that was another concern that people had. The two concerns were, does it have Digivice V programming, and what band does it have? So it is nice that they use that extender band. But in any case, I like it. I'm glad I got it because that broke, and I'm hoping that the buttons on this last a little bit longer than the Digivice V. But then again, I'm getting the BE in a few months, so it'll last. But in any case, so those are my thoughts on the Vital Hero. If there's anything I didn't cover, or if you've got any further questions, let me know in the comments section. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm trying to get to 12,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and I really would like to make that goal. I think it would be cool. So yeah, subscribe, tell your friends, etc., and tell everyone who wants to hear about the Vital Hero to check out this video, because maybe it'll help them. But yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, etc., and of course, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!